is Eric Wilson. I'm the CTO of Aplos Analytics, and that also kind of makes me the lead developer, architect, DevOps guru, and tester right now as well. And for me, I'm also just very passionate about technology. I have about 28 years experience in building large enterprise applications, small little client applications across a variety of systems, architectures, enterprises, and industries. Um, it kind of gets me up in the morning. I love building things. I mean, it's just a passion of mine. Well, Nathan was a boss of mine years ago, and he reached out to me. I think it had been maybe 3, 4 years since we last spoke, and perhaps even longer, and reached out to me on LinkedIn and said he had an idea for a business and wanted to chat about it. So I said, sure, feel free to pick my brain. I had no idea where I was going to go. He, told me what the plan was and doing PK analytics in a cloud environment, kind of a new way of doing it, and wondered if I'd be interested in, coming on board with it. It sounded really interesting to me, so I said, let's do this. I think the biggest thing is that we are cloud first and API first. We design the system so that it could be integrated with other enterprise applications. Most of the software that's out there right now runs basically as a desktop application. You have to go through a very manual process to set it up, to run it, to verify it. Ours is more of an automated approach to it. And the goal is to help streamline the current corporations, their workflows, and again, be API first. So in a cloud-based system, we have a lot of things that are taken care of for us and other things that also fall on our end. There is the concept of security that's provided by cloud providers like AWS, and then there's also the security that we have to implement ourselves. But it gives us that kind of separation of concerns that you normally don't have when you are building the infrastructure yourself, when you are producing that kind of a software. It's more of a coexistence. But the nice thing is we can offload a lot of things into the cloud. Again, some of the security requirements that are there, the scalability requirements that might be there, the reliability and durability of the data that we would normally have to implement all of that ourselves. But then we can rely really on the cloud-based infrastructure for that. And then we can focus on the application and what it does and the services it provides for our customers. When operating in the cloud, you definitely have that connection between the customer and then the infrastructure where it's going. So we make sure that all the data that goes from the customer to our infrastructure is encrypted in transit. So that's in flight as it moves through the internet. And then it's encrypted at rest. So as soon as it hits the file system or the database, it's all encrypted there. We have a lot of access control policies in place that make sure that only the users who are authorized to even see their data get access to that data. There's also data isolation that's involved. We can logically separate the data based off the tenants and the users, and we can also create a tenant's own infrastructure as well. So if data privacy and data collection and data organization and where that data is actually stored is a high concern, which it is for a lot of customers, they can make sure that that data is only stored in their infrastructure and nowhere else. We also have some other things in there like regulatory and monitoring that we can make sure that it's adhering to the latest standards. Again, AWS has a lot of that built in. We also then implement it ourselves through the regulation management tools that we use. And then we are implementing things like 21 CRF Compliancy Part 2, which makes sure that your data is tracked, it's audited, and you can request those audits as needed. So we also implement backup and recovery. So your data can be replicated across multiple availability zones or even regions. If data privacy or if you have regulatory concerns, we can even lock it down to the specific region that you need. Then if there is some sort of a disaster, we can either pull the data from that particular region, switch over to that region completely until another region is back up and running, and essentially have you available 24/7. I guess the things that motivate me are the ideas of the process of taking something that was an idea and getting it out there into the real world. Building this system from the concept of the idea that we went from really, hey, can we build this one small engine and see if it works, to now building it out to 6 different engines and taking that, incorporating it into a cloud system that runs lightning fast, produces great results, validated results, and being able to streamline that back to the customers. I guess I'm driven by the opportunity to find out, what do our customers need? What is that we can provide for them, and how quickly we can make that turnaround happen for them. The biggest thing that we probably had to kind of overcome is how was this going to be built out? We just had an idea. We had a concept for it. So the idea of taking, again, the first thing we wanted to do was build an engine, see how well it would run in the cloud, how fast it could be, and then add more features and functionalities to it. The engine actually has about 6 different engines within it that run based off of parameters that are passed in. That, of course, needed to be very configurable, but also very easy. We have the concept of pretty much 3 steps to get it done. And while internally it is pretty complicated, externally as a user, they're really just uploading a file, setting some configuration, running an execution, and all the magic that's happening behind the scenes, even though it can be pretty complex. The users don't see any of that. They don't experience any of the complexity. They just get the final results. I think we just need to stay ahead of the curve and be as innovative as possible. That means AI and machine learning to see what can we do to produce quality results that our customers need. And maybe real-time data processing for as data is streamed in, and maybe not just uploaded, but maybe we're having data streamed into our system and running real-time analytics on it. Um, I guess seamless data integrations with our customers is one of our key focuses. We want to integrate into their systems, or rather, they integrate into our systems, where they have a workflow that runs, calls our API, processes the data, returns that data, and then it goes on its merry way down their workflow and really streamlining the process of their analysis. Anytime you can take something that is a proof of concept, just a small little creature there, and build it into something that people actually want to use and pay for, is pretty exciting. So I'm really happy that we're at that stage now where we have our product that has launched, we have customers using it, and we're getting great feedback. And that is really going to drive the next level and the next iterations of our product.